What is up, everyone? We are back with another episode of Shaping the Culture. Let's just get to it. The whole secular sacred divide. There is no distinction in the scriptures. Some of us have trust issues with God, and some of us, it's like, does God really got us? You can't engage the culture with the gospel that first has not engaged you. Like, you know how people are like, oh, that's just who I am. Nah.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic. Drop the mic.
Shaping the code.
The question that I have is in terms of masculinity as young men, where do you draw the line of boundaries, especially as leaders for your family, leaders within the church setting? Where do you draw the line for what is a healthy boundary of social media, of other people outside, without seeming to be controlling? I'm not trying to make it anything drawn out, but just from your perspective, because as you mentioned in one of the podcasts about with the manosphere and red pill, sometimes it's like a lot of men see submission as controlling someone, right? And
I'm sorry, it started raining on me.
it's
I'm
raining.
getting serious.
Melodies from heaven. It's ready to rain down on me. Yeah. We're trying to. So I just add that brief question.
So real quick, because I know we're running out of time. I think what true biblical masculinity looks like is, of course, modeling Jesus. I think that he's the perfect example. One of the scriptures that convicted me of true biblical manhood when I first got married. When I first got married, I didn't want to cry in front of my wife because I listened to people like the Red Pill community. I listened to people like Kevin Samuels before I became a Christian. Like my uncles, they all talk like that, right? And the scripture that blessed me the most, ironically, is when Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. And the reason why that blessed me the most is because when Lazarus died, right, Jesus knew that he was about to travel to Bethany to raise Lazarus from the dead. He literally let him stay in the grave for a couple of days because he wanted to make sure he was stinking, so he make sure he was there, right? And when he arrived to Bethany and Martha approached Jesus and Mary approached Jesus and they was crying, what was the first thing that Jesus did? He wept, he cried. The beautiful thing that I love about that is that Jesus was displaying true leadership in traveling to Bethany, right? And that's what we want to do. We, as men, we want to take, people's problems away. We want to be initiators. We want to be leaders, right? And so he's leading in that way. But what the red pill community won't point you to is what Jesus did when he got there. Think about that. Jesus arrived to Bethany and he knew that he was about to turn their mourning into a celebration, but he still took the time to cry with them first. Now, how many men would have got there knowing that they was about to raise this man from the dead and saw everybody crying and say, hey, y'all be quiet, watch this. I got this, right? But Jesus had the emotional intelligence to weep with them first. And so what that shows me in my masculinity, in my manhood, in my fatherhood, and me being a husband, is that me being a masculine man also means stopping and mourning, right? It doesn't mean going to my daughter's room and taking all her problems away and saying, Daddy's here to the rescue. No, God is also calling me to cry with her first. Kevin Samuels tell you if you cry, a blank word, and women won't respect you. But a woman of God will respect you. An ungodly woman probably won't respect you, but he doesn't have a godly framework. And so I think it's very important for us not to listen to people without a godly framework and look at the model, which is Jesus, who was both a lion and a lamb.